What is up, guys? It is Saturday, October 11th right now, and I am here in Utah. I am in a national forest right in the northeast pocket of Utah, which is quite a ways actually from where I was previously. I left the Grand Tetons because it was going to storm over there, and I am now at Kings Peak, which is the highest mountain in Utah. So I also purchased this Salomon trail running bag. I got the Active Trail 8 and already regretting it. Just the first time I'm trying to pack it up, I wish that I would have got a bigger one. But essentially the trail is the trail for this Kings Peak is a 28 to 30 mile loop, and I was initially planning on packing my tent, sleeping bag, my sleeping pad into my backpacking backpack, which I want to say is 55 or 60 liters worth of storage. And well, I ended up not doing that, to say the least. Mason. Oh man. So basically, I'm trying to do this as a singular day hike because I got a nice bed set up in the van. I got what do you say? Basically, I got a heater in there. I got a nice bed. So if I can avoid sleeping on this mountainside with the wild animals, and I can sleep inside the van, I think I'll be fine. And plus, I'm thinking it'll be about 8:30 by the time I take off. So 8:30 to 6:30. 6:30 would get me back before sundown, well before sundown. But that would be 10 hours of hiking. So if it's 30 miles, and I have 10 hours before sundown, I need to go an average pace of like 3 miles an hour. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I can do 3 miles an hour. So I've got an entire thing of peanut butter, a butter knife, some tortillas, some almonds. That's all I brought for food on the hike. So that's why I'm loading up now with 6 eggs, bacon, this cheese, and some hummus. So solid breakfast to get me through. I'm thinking my plan is going to be walk, run a mile, walk a half mile type of thing, maybe something like that. But basically, I'm confident that I can get the distance done in one day, 28 miles. This will, however, be my first ultra marathon. So for anybody that doesn't know, an ultra marathon is absolutely any distance over a marathon. And the longest distance I've ever ran was a marathon. But we're not running this whole thing. We're gonna do quite a bit of walking. And yeah, at the end of the day, I will be an ultra marathon runner. All right, guys, here I am with the what is it? Active Trail 8, something like that. Too small. I got a pair of running leggings in the back and a tiny jar of peanut butter and my rain jacket. And this puppy is like stuffed to the brim. I got 4 liters of water on me Let's see. Currently it's almost 9 o'clock. So it took me quite a little bit longer to get started than I thought because I had to fuss with trying to jam all my stuff in this bag. But I purchased it from REI. So REI, they've got your back if you need to return something. And if it ends up not working out for you. Anyways, right about when I woke up, I started getting ready. I started making breakfast. I just slammed a huge breakfast, so that's why I'm not running now. But I'm currently going about 18-minute pace. So 18-minute pace is right around, 20-minute pace is 3 miles an hour, right? So I could walk the 28 miles. Or no, the people that I talked to at the trailhead actually told me it's about 25. So I could comfortably walk this entire trail here, the summit and back. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna walk for the first probably 3 miles at least. Well, no, probably I'll walk about the first 3 just so I can digest that food I just ate a little bit, because I've never really been one to just go ahead and slam a huge breakfast and go run. But this right here is a huge undertaking, folks. They got a bunch of hunters out here. They got a bunch of people riding horses to get to their hunting spots or whatever. So I did see a pretty decent group of hikers, and they stayed the night up on the mountain, and they got rained on pretty hard. I was talking to them about it. So hopefully it's not going to rain at all today. Hopefully if it does rain, it'll be minimal. But we're in Utah, so I'm thinking the weather should be a little bit nicer than when I was up in northwest Wyoming. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I went from northwest Wyoming to now I'm in northeast Utah. We got a good little river. There's supposed to be places to fill up your water in the river. And that is gonna taper down as you get closer. Pretty much I'm gonna try to keep up a good pace. See, now I've dropped to 18:42 pace just because I got a little bit of incline. So if I drop beneath that 20-minute pace mark for these first 3 miles, I'll know that I will have to jog. In concept, the bag is nice. I got it weighed down right now. So the idea is that pretty much as you go, the water weight will get lighter. So since I just started, I'm basically sitting at full weight. I like the bag. I would not have wanted to go out on a day jog, or any run for that matter, with my big backpacking bag. So I definitely think I'm going to upgrade to something a little bigger though. I got the medium. I think medium's probably fine, but they make a 12 liter, which would be, quite a bit more storage than this 8-liter. All right, I'm gonna get walking. 3 miles in 54 minutes, 11 seconds. I am hugging that 3 miles per hour pace quite a bit tighter than I thought I was going to be. The pack is weighing me down much more than I anticipated. I did these first 3 miles walking just because I just ate. I'm gonna keep walking because there's a solid 22 miles at least to go round trip. So I'm gonna conserve that energy. But I have done a couple of little quarter-mile jogs on the flats, on the flat sections, or even on the downhill sections. And it doesn't take much longer than a quarter mile for my heart rate to jump to upper 140 beats per minute. 144, 146, around there. And I'm not even at the elevation yet. I really haven't been doing, it's been extremely gradual elevation. But I would have to assume it's the 10 to 12 pounds of weight I got on my back. I don't know how much it is. It's got to be at least 12 pounds. And I've been sipping my water, trying to get my water going. Obviously I don't want to drink too much, but I got a feeling I'll be drinking out of this river to my left before too long. I mean, I've got well over a gallon of water on my back right now, so I'm thinking just a couple sips every now and then. See, in the walking pace I'm going right now, 19:23. And that's a lot of because I got to maneuver around rocks. The slightest grade going uphill slows me down pretty good. Anyways, we'll get her done. We'll be back at the van by today. The end of today. Just got to stick to this 18:30 to 19-minute pace. Be solid. And in terms of the sky, definitely some cloudage. Definitely some clouds going on up there, but I'm optimistic that it'll clear up. Been out here 58 minutes at this point. It's almost 9:50. So, I mean, 3 miles an hour is what I gotta do to make it back before dark. And if I can do 18, 19, and I'm thinking eventually I'm gonna start jogging. I don't think I'm gonna walk this whole thing, but it makes me feel good knowing that, yeah, I can jog, or I can walk this whole thing. Because, yeah, first time with the running bag on, it's more difficult than I anticipated, to say the least. So yeah, 6 miles at 1 hour and 53 minutes. Take a look at what I've been dealing with, folks. This trail is a rocky mess. It's not great for running. The trail just ducked back into the tree line, which is great because it is very windy and chilly outside of that tree line. There's a meadow that I just passed. I got a glimpse of a couple of the peaks. I don't even remember any of their names besides King's Peak. Anyways, these uphills are killing me. I want to say the Garmin's got me at 10,000 feet already. I didn't even check what the elevation was at the trailhead when I started, but I just passed a couple people who summited yesterday and they're making their way down now. So even though I'm still inside of that 3 miles an hour range, I'm probably gonna have to pick it up. I've been pretty much walking the whole way. Back out in a meadow, you can see mountains in every corner. This is the absolute northeastern pocket of Utah. And the mountain I'm headed straight for is this one that you can't see behind the clouds. Now, I wouldn't be able to tell you which one's King's Peak or not, but we got several mountains in the line of sight that are above the clouds. Pretty epic. This pack is just kicking my butt too. I mean, I did not anticipate an additional 10-12 pounds would put a toll on me this hard. It's rough, but this is the training. 9 miles in, 2 hours and 42 minutes. So we're 18 minutes under the 3 miles an hour pace. And I would say about 2 miles back, the trail started getting a lot less rocky. But I'm thinking we're gonna start hitting some probably 25-30 minute miles when it actually gets to climbing these mountains. So far, I've basically just been approaching, and it's nice and chilly. Currently 11:35, so I got a solid 7 hours till sundown. I'm thinking about 5 miles till I turn around, so we should make it well before sundown. Approaching King's Peak. Just hit 10 miles, 19 minutes, 48 second pace. So definitely this climb has slowed me down. But when I was reporting to you all on mile 9, I was still in this valley, this canyon. And I don't know how well the camera's picking up, but it is quite a bit of elevation. I was down in that meadow for several miles. That's where I came out. I think I just heard a snake slither or something. I don't know what that was. Anyways, the summit I think there's snakes in these rocks. I don't know. I need to be more alert. I'm hearing things. I'm going crazy. Anyways, yeah, the summit doesn't really look that far away. Like I said, 10 miles in. It's been up and up the whole 10 miles. But just recently, I would say mile 8 or 9, it started getting steep. Okay, so time-wise, 10 miles in 3 hours. That means I could go 30 miles in 9 hours at this pace. And obviously, the pace down is going to be significantly faster. So, if I do the next 20 miles in 6 hours, that would be getting back well before sundown. Gives me enough time to even take a break, which I've been pretty strict so far about not taking breaks. I mean, I don't barely need breaks. I got my almonds hiding out over here somewhere. Got my water straw, good and accessible. And I thought this mountain here would be Kings Peak, but there's not even any snow on there. That breeze will get you. I think we see some higher peaks in the distance. I might even start a descent here. Alrighty, just hit mile 12. 12th mile lap pace was 21:35, which would have to be my slowest mile yet. There was actually quite a bit of downhill in that mile, but I had to climb a mountain that was just really slowed me up good. So my current lap pace right now is 27 minutes, and we are getting to the nitty gritty. I'm gonna have to take a break soon so I can get a couple more layers on. It's getting cold. Looks like I'm not too far away from the snow. 3 hours and 41 minutes to get to 12 miles. So still a solid 20 minutes of cushion on that 3 miles an hour average I had planned. That summit is covered by a cloud. So once I get up there won't even be too much of a view. 13 and a half miles, nearly all uphill the whole way. And I have made it to Kings Peak. As you can see, them clouds are looking mighty ominous. And it is really common for storms to come about at the top of these mountains. I've got to be 12,000, 13,000 feet above sea level at this time. This has been one of the most difficult hikes of my entire life. Oh man, like I could fall over and just collapse at any given moment here. 4 hours and 20 minutes into this treacherous trail, and I am just now preparing to turn around. Look at these clouds. I guess you can't see them, but the clouds are like walking up the mountain, and I'm on the brink of passing out, to be honest, climbing these rocks. Woo! So there's some real interesting rock formations up here. Kind of halfway looks like a fort or a divide. As you can see, I am not summiting. I'm not absolutely summiting either of these puppies. This is good enough for me. The view from here is, there's mountains underneath these mountains. I'm like 3 mountain ranges up from the parking lot. And I think it'd be a lot faster if I cut that way. I'll tell you what, the air's thin. The air's thin up here. And yeah, in terms of the view, I got about the best view in the house. Can't see much. I mean, if I get too much higher, I'll be in the clouds. Literally. Let me get an angle up for you over here, guys. You can see the clouds are like blowing over the mountain. This may be the highest in elevation I've ever been while still standing on the ground. I mean, I've flown in an airplane before, but I'm just standing here, so. Anyways, pretty epic. I have to say, I'm rather pleased with the running pack. I don't even know if I want to upgrade it at this point. Maybe I'll keep it for the time being. So 4 hours and 20 minutes to get here. I'm assuming it's going to be less to get down. Let me check the time. 1:24. So if it takes me another 4 hours and 20 minutes, I'll still be back before sundown. And I'm really anticipating that I'll make it back before then. This cloud on top of me, oh boy. That thing is ready to burst. Could rain any second. So I'm gonna take a couple pictures of the scenery and get out of Dodge, because this is called the High Unitas Wilderness of northern Utah, and I've seen literally 6 people, maybe less than 6, on this 4-hour hike. They don't have grizzlies out in this region, so really nothing to be scared of aside from just dying out here from overexertion. I don't think that'll happen. I mean, I haven't even cracked into my snacks yet. I still got an orange hanging out right here. But I'm gonna get to some lower elevation where my fingers aren't freezing off, because I can barely operate these puppies. Pretty sick though, pretty sick. I did end up walking pretty much the entire thing. But you know what? It is what it is. It's training. It's training for when I get to somewhere where they got mountains that people are actually walking up. Yeah, I'm not joking you folks. I am above the cloud level. That is incredible. Anyways, Colorado is supposed to have all kinds of 14,000 foot tall mountains. So this is a good little detour, good little training. I am in the wilderness right now. This is out here, man. Let me take a couple pics and get on my way back down the mountain. It is worth mentioning, this is the highest elevation that you can stand in the great state of Utah. So, that's incredible. I've been in Utah for, I don't know, maybe 20 hours, and I've already climbed the highest peak that they got in this entire state. It's snowing on me. The wind gusts have got to be 30 miles an hour on the low end. And yeah, it's starting to snow. This cloud is getting close. I need to get out of here. Making my way down the mountain. Look at these clouds coming over the hilltop there. This is kind of my view from over here. And I just wanted to show, this is not a waterfall. I mean, the water is falling, it's going down, but this is snow melt. There's no stream, there's no river up there. This is snow that has melted. And just take a look. This water is simply crystal clear. So the guys that I talked to on the way up, they slept somewhere on the mountain overnight, and they said they couldn't make it to the top because it was too icy and frosted over. And I actually heard that from every group but one out of the 3 groups, 2 out of 3 that I saw. So I'm really lucky I was able to do this without, you know, slipping and sliding around. Now, is this a weed or is this a cactus? I've been seeing them around. There's an inkling of life on this one. This one's dying out as well. Pretty strange, honestly. I mean, definitely got some cactus characteristics there with all the pokies. I just sat on the ground to record that quick little thing about the cactuses, and I am completely out of the wind. Ugh. But I can't stay down. I must continue. So my Garmin Fenix is telling me I should be back around 540, which I don't know how it's getting them numbers, but that's just what it says pretty much. I'm hoping to be back before that because I don't know if I mentioned it, but the trailhead, it's called Henry's Fork Trailhead. It is a solid 40 miles from absolutely anything. 20 of those miles were down a dirt road that, I mean, yeah, I've taken the van down bumpier, sketchier dirt roads, but I was still going 15, 20 miles. I was still going 15, 20 miles an hour the whole way. I'll tell you what, guys, I need to get out of here. I'm pretty sure I'm hallucinating. I might be hearing things. I don't know if it's just the way the sun shines hitting the rocks over the clouds or not, but sometimes the rocks look like they're glowing. Four and a half, well, almost 5 out. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta get out of here. Almost 5 hours into the run. Might be going a little bonkers. Might have already been a little bonkers to even think this was a good idea, but just gotta survive making it back. Pretty much. And hope these clouds blow the opposite direction I'm going. Measly 6.5 miles from the van at this point. "20 miles deep so far. Still have over 7 to go. But the scenery is incredible. I'm trying to get it in while I can because As you can see, the trail is actually not covered in rocks right now, but as soon as I get out of this meadow and back into the woods, there's gonna be rocks everywhere, and I'm gonna have to probably walk it in. Well, guys, I hit the biggest mountain in Utah successfully. It ended up being a 27-mile day, 8 hours, 6 minutes, and 12 seconds. That's an average pace of 18 minutes per mile, and 5,600 feet of elevation. So that would officially put me into ultramarathon territory, ultramarathoner status, which is pretty cool. That's what I was going out for. And now I got about a 70 sorry, I can barely breathe. Now I got about a 70-mile drive back to civilization from this trailhead that I was going from. So overall, pretty successful day, I would have to say. It was a crazy challenge, and I think I'm gonna head east to Colorado now. I mean, I was just in Rock Springs, Wyoming, which is very close to Colorado, and I ended up taking about a 140-mile round-trip detour so I could hit this mountain, but I got it crossed off the list. So from here, they got plenty more enormous mountains in Colorado for me to go running up, and that's the plan. I think I'm just gonna bypass northern Utah. I know I'm gonna head out to southern Utah after I spend a bit of time in Colorado, just to explore, maybe be warm. There's some parks down in South Utah that I want to see. So Red Rocks, Canyonlands, Zion, but those are all south, and I need to go due east so I can hit the mountains in northern Colorado. That's pretty much the plan, everybody. Really happy with today's effort. And now my Garmin Fenix is giving me 56 hours of recovery time. So I'll probably take tomorrow off. I mean, but I don't think I can do 56 hours because, you know, being in a van and not having a job and all that, what the heck else am I going to do if I don't go running? Anyways, right now I'm driving down a good and bumpy road, and it's going to be like this for approximately the next very long while. So I'm taking it about 15-20 miles an hour. If the van makes it back to a main road, oh, there's the rainbow over there. If the van makes it back to a main road, I'm probably gonna head straight east, try to find a Planet Fitness. I want to say the one in Rock Springs closes at 7 because it's a weekend, but I would love to take a shower, so if I gotta wait till the morning, that's just how the cookie crumbled.